Welcome to MoJominds. Hit that like button for me and subscribe to the channel.
Before we begin, please hit the like button if you enjoy deep historical storytelling that goes beyond surface-level narratives. Your support helps keep this work alive. Now let's get into it. What if history told you that a small country, with little military power, managed to shape an entire ocean, not through conquest, but through connections? For a long time, historians dismissed the Dutch role in the Atlantic world as minor and unsuccessful. Compared to empires like Britain, Spain, or France, the Dutch seemed too small, too fragmented, and too weak to matter. This book challenges that idea. Dutch Atlantic Connections, 1680 to 1800 argues that the Dutch mattered not because they ruled vast territories, but because they acted as brokers, connectors, and bridge builders between empires. Their strength did not lie in domination, but in flexibility, trade networks, and neutrality. By the late 17th century, the Dutch Atlantic Empire had already shrunk. They had lost Brazil and New Netherland, leaving them with scattered Caribbean islands like Curaçao and St. Eustatius, plantation colonies in Suriname and the Guianas, and trading posts like Elmina on the West African coast. On paper, this looked like decline. In practice, it became a new strategy. Instead of trying to compete militarily, the Dutch focused on inter-imperial trade. Their colonies became transit hubs where goods, people, information, and capital moved between Spanish, French, British, and Portuguese empires. Curaçao and St. Eustatius thrived as free ports, openly undermining mercantilist trade restrictions imposed by larger powers. One of the book's key insights is that there was no single, unified, Dutch Atlantic. Each colony functioned differently. Economic systems varied. Governance structures differed. Slavery took different forms depending on location. What tied these places together was not control, but networks. These networks were deeply multicultural. Many Europeans in Dutch colonies were not Dutch at all. Germans, Jews, Scandinavians, French, Iberians, and British settlers played central roles. African and Afro-Creole populations formed the majority in many territories, especially in Suriname, where enslaved Africans and their descendants dominated plantation society. Language itself tells the story. In Suriname, Sranan Tongo emerged with English roots, not Dutch. In Curaçao, Papiamento developed with Portuguese and Spanish influences. Dutch culture was present, but it was never dominant. Slavery was central to the Dutch Atlantic economy, but it was not uniform. In plantation colonies like Suriname, slavery was brutal and resistance led to powerful maroon societies deep in the rainforest, communities so strong that the Dutch were eventually forced to sign treaties with them. In Curaçao, enslaved people often worked in urban, maritime, and commercial roles, blurring the line between free and unfree labor. Another major theme of the book is neutrality. The Dutch survived in the Atlantic largely because larger empires allowed them to. As long as Britain, France, and Spain tolerated Dutch neutrality, Dutch traders flourished. But when neutrality collapsed, especially after the Fourth Anglo-Dutch War, the Dutch Atlantic system unraveled. The book shows that the decline of the Dutch Atlantic was not inevitable. It was shaped by war, shifting alliances, changing global trade systems, and the rise of stronger nation-states. When empires no longer needed middlemen, the Dutch role faded. The Dutch Atlantic story reminds us that power does not always look like conquest. Sometimes it looks like connection. Sometimes it looks like knowing how to move between borders without owning them. This book reframes the Dutch not as failed imperialists, but as skilled navigators of a global system built on trade, exploitation, and exchange. It shows that history is not only made by those who rule, but also by those who link worlds together, and it leaves us with a final question. In today's globalized world, who are the new brokers of empire?
Karantangi, till the next video.